Hi everyone, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So it's Meatless Monday, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Revithosoupa, a classic Greek chickpea soup that's loaded with nutrition. It's hearty, it's delicious, and best of all, it's a great make-ahead meal because it stays fresh in the freezer up to 6 months, which makes it wonderful for popping out whenever you're having a busy day. And as always, we're going to go over the ingredients and then we're going to get started. The main ingredient are the chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. You're going to want to make sure you buy the fresh dried beans, not the ones that are canned and already pre-cooked. Just make sure that you cover them with lots and lots of cold water overnight and you soak them really well, otherwise they're going to take forever to cook. And right before you're ready to make them, you're going to want to strain the water out and set them aside. Now for the vegetables, we're going to need some celery, some chopped up carrots, a chopped up potato, finely chopped onion, whole garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, some fresh lemon. For the spices, we're going to need some thyme, salt, crushed red pepper flakes. Then you're going to need a little bit of water or vegetable stock, some olive oil, and some black pepper. That's it. So we're going to begin with a large soup pot. You could use a brazier or a stock pot. Any big pot that'll fit all of this will do. We're going to add our vegetables in along with some olive oil, and we're going to cook them over medium-low heat or until the vegetables are nice and soft. That's going to take anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes. Then we're going to go in with our garlic. We're going to add our grated garlic in just until it warms through around 30 seconds or so. You never want to heat garlic too much, especially when it's grated, otherwise it's going to burn. Once the garlic is warmed through, we're going to go in and add our bay leaves, the chickpeas that are strained, of course. You don't want to put that dirty water in there. And then we're going to put all of the spices. We're going to put some salt, black pepper, thyme. You can use oregano instead, and some crushed red pepper flakes if you like some heat. Then we're going to go in and add our water or our vegetable broth, and we're going to bring the whole thing to a boil. Once it boils, we're going to cover it and let it simmer for about 1 to 2 hours or until the chickpeas are nice and tender. So my soup has been cooking for almost 2 hours, actually 1 hour and 45 minutes. It takes anywhere between 1.5 hours to 2 hours for the chickpeas to totally cook and be nice and tender. So just keep an eye on it, and as soon as they're nice and tender, you know it's ready. While that's going, I'm just going to juice these lemons because this is a nice fresh soup and we like to finish it off with some fresh lemon juice. So I like to put 2 lemons in, but you can use as much or as little as you like. Before I do that, I'm going to go in and give it a taste and check the seasoning. Now at this point, the potatoes are going to start to really melt in here. The longer you cook them, the more soft they're going to get. And the longer it sits, the thicker the soup gets. So don't worry about it looking a little bit too thin. It is a very light soup. It's not a thick, like creamy type soup. Unbelievable. That salt is perfect. It doesn't need any more seasoning. I'm going to put the lemon juice in now. This is going to add tons of freshness. Now, one thing, while the soup is cooking, in the beginning, about 15-20 minutes of the cooking period, you're going to want to go in and carefully skim any froth that comes to the top and just discard that. Then keep the pot covered for the remainder of the time so that way it can cook nice and slow. This is one of those soups that you just put on the stove and you forget about it. I love that about the soup. Now I'm making it lemony. If you wanted to make it more of like a tomatoey type soup, just omit the lemon, and when you put the beans and everything else in, the chickpeas I mean, and all the other ingredients in, you can go in and put a can of crushed tomatoes in there, and it'll cook and it'll be nice and saucy. Like it'll be like more of a red sauce type soup. It's up to you. Let me know how you're doing it in the comment section down below. Now I'm just going to finish this off with some freshly chopped parsley. It's going to add tons of freshness and just a nice, delicious flavor. Just finely chop this. And that's it. Go ahead and add it into the soup. And just like that, the soup is done. Really, everything comes all together in just 2-3 steps. And then you can just serve this as is, like I'm going to do right now. And then once it cools, like I said, you can store it in freezer-safe containers. Does that make sense? In freezer-safe containers, and it can stay in your freezer up to 6 months. I mean, food doesn't last that long in my house. Anytime we're having a busy day that I don't have time to cook, I always check to see if I have anything ready in the freezer. It's a great make-ahead meal, perfect for meal prepping. I'm going to put some in my bowl because I want to try some. But keep in mind, the longer it sits, the thicker it's going to get. If you want to thicken it up a little bit more and add some body to it, go ahead and dilute a little bit of cornstarch, about a tablespoon or two, in some water. Mix it up until it's all nice and smooth. Add it to your pot and let it boil until the soup thickens to your liking. So it's completely up to you. Let me know if you're going to do that or not, but I like mine light and brothy. It's very traditional. I'm going to go in and take a taste. If you ask me, I wouldn't do anything else to it. It's fresh, it's hearty, it's delicious, it's healthy, nutritious. I mean, all of those things. It's just perfect. The recipe, as always, is on the website, www.dimitrasdishes.com. Also underneath this video in the description box down below. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I will see you all next time. Yes, us.